Welcome to this expert session that will go over three hot topics: NDC, FOP, wallet, and CSL system changes. Before we begin, I wanted to remind you that this event will last 90 minutes. You have time for asking your questions as every presentation is brought to you. We are recording the session as always, so don't worry. You have the recording available afterwards, so you can go over it whenever you want it. As always, the lines are muted so we can prevent background noises and interruptions during the presentation. Q&A is available, is the two bubbles on your left screen. So you can ask your questions there as the presentation begins. Afterwards, I'll share a link to a feedback survey, and we will really appreciate if you could fill it. It won't take no more than 2 minutes of your time, and doing so will really is a well spent time, as it help us understand your preferences, concerns, and also bring you more meaningful events. So we really appreciate if you could fill the feedback survey. Our agenda for today is we'll begin with FOP wallet. What is it and why it matters? Then we'll go over next steps and resources, and we'll have time for a Q&A. Moving on, we'll have CSL system changes. We'll go over a quick overview of the latest news about it, and we'll end with NDC, how to prepare for changes, demo, ordering process, and then of course a Q&A. Our expert today will be Alfredo Reynoso. He's a senior product technology consultant. Alfredo, are you there?
Hello. Yes, I'm here.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. How are
Great.
you?
Then we'll have Laura, who's part of our NAM sales team. Laura, are you there? Yeah, she's there.
Hi, everyone.
And
I'm
Kelly.
here. I was on mute. Apologies.
No problem. And Kelly, she's part of the CSL team, and she will be answering any questions you might have about that. So with no further ado, Alfredo, whenever you want. You want me to present, or do you want to take control of the presentation? Whatever works for you.
Okay. Maybe I can have this control for the presentation, please. Hear me?
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
Okay. So, no, sorry. Can you please take control of the presentation? Maybe it's better if you present, and I'm just going to tell you if we can.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry. I think it's better now. Okay. Thank you. Sorry for that. Let me just turn off my camera because we have having some issues here with the internet. So thank you for having me here in this webinar session, and also thank you all of you for attending this session. I hope you can join the session and also learn more about these important changes we have already in place in Sabre. Okay, so let's start with the form of payment wallet information. So please, can you please click in the next slide, Jimmy? Okay,
Yep.
let's talk about some background information to understand better what is the situation regarding to the FOP or the wallet. Maybe you have here a lot of information about this, and maybe you can feel a little bit lost. But the idea here in this webinar is try to make to bring all this information to you and make it easy. Okay, so starting with the background, let's say that first of all, Sabre continues to enhance its internal solutions, okay, to provide customer with an area uniquely designed and dedicated for storing form of payment data and improve form of payment management. Okay, talking about the 5- form of payment functionality, this only provides basic capabilities that results in customer storing form of payment data in non-authorized locations of the reservation to meet their unique business needs. Okay, also we have as a background that our customer have a need to store multiple form of payment and associate to a specific passenger, use type, and trip type. Okay, so this is as background. As you can see here, Well, we have a new functionality, new commands, okay, to make this association. And also we have some dates that we have released the form of payment wallets. For example, the 3/4 of 2014, we started with this release, and then we released the form of payment functionalities in the Q4 of 2018. So this is part of the background. Can we please go to the next slide, Jimmy? So what are the changes? Okay, the changes is that we are now improving efficiency. Okay, this new form of payment or the wallet is built on new technologies, provides advanced functional opportunities not available in the legacy 5- form of payment field. Okay, also talking about security. Okay, the wallet or the form of payment complies with PCI standards. Okay, payment card data is tokenized and viewable only to authorized users. Okay, so something important here is the need to adopt the wallet because the 5-4 of payment remarks field will be retired from Saber and will not be longer available. We have here some use type codes and the use type description that are used in the new form of payment formats. Also, you will see here the trip type code and the trip type code descriptions. I'm going to do a demo uh, in order to see this in a real scenario, okay? So what are the benefits? The benefits is that we can store multiple form of payment and optionally associate by passenger, use type and trip type, and to easily identify and integrate into workflows, okay? Additional data elements can optionally be stored like cardholder name, corporate ID, payment card approval codes. Also, form of payment follows associated passenger at time of reservation display, divide, reduce numbering party. Also mention that the benefits is that it utilizes current ticketing and EMD fulfillment logic if more than one form of payment exists in the wallet. We have here some examples regarding to Saber profiles, okay? As you can see here, we have here the information in the left side regarding to Saber profiles, and then how we can display it in the new form of payment. We're going to see it in a demo, okay? So also the form of payment, continue with the benefits, form of payment referencing is available for storing a PQ, content services for lodging bookings, air fulfillment, and EMD issuance. As I said before, interfaces with profiles, form of payment data, and associations are copied from the profile into the reservation. Also provides store capabilities for payment card manual and auto approval codes. For those users that have implemented Saber Virtual Payments, well, this solution works in conjunction with Saber Virtual Payments. Also, the current EPR keyword rules are applied to provide authorized users viewership of payment card data. And for all these Saber Web Services users, okay, if you have any any development from your side, the wallet is offered through Saber Web Services. Okay, is enabled. We have here some example regarding to Saber profiles. As you can see, this is not going to change. If you are using right now Saber profiles, the information will be transmitted transparently. Okay, you don't need to do anything in here because we have here the payment usage, the trip type. For example, in this case is hotel. The trip type is family, and we have here the information of the credit card. So this field continues in Saber profiles like this. Also, we have here some manual formats to include in the PNR, and also to mention that the Saber advanced formats continue in case you are using it in the Saber profiles. continue the same logic. Okay. Maybe something confused that you have the 5 dash in here in the label, form of payment 5 dash. And we are saying, okay, we're going to sunset the 5 dash. So eventually we're going to remove just this label 5 dash, but in saver profiles and the saver advanced formats will continue using this field to introduce or to set the information regarding to the form of payment. Okay, so let me just share my screen to make some exercise. Maybe we can have be more. Let me just okay here. So let's think that we have a couple of travelers. Let's say that I'm just going to set some names where not to have any reservation, but I'm just going to show you how to display and see the information regarding to the new FOP. So, okay, let's to display this fake reservation. I don't have any itinerary. Okay, so let's see the basic form of payment entries with the new commands. For example, if we want to set the cash as form of payment, this is the format that we need to type. Okay, we receive this information. So it's too easy to set a basic entry in form of payment. As you can see, if I display the itinerary, I will see that now we have form of payment details or data, sorry, and will be able to display the form of payment with display FOP. So as you can see, I just have right now the cash type as cash using the wallet or the new form of payment. Let's set this as check, for example, the new form of payment, sorry, check, FOP check. This is the command, enter, display FOP, and now we have two form of payment. Cash type cash, check type as check. Now let's see how we can set a credit card as a basic form of payment entry. FOP, credit card code, in this case, PI, the number of the credit card, rank rows, and the validity expiration date. So this is the format. Enter, display FOP, and now we have three different form of payment, basic entries, cash, check, and payment card type. Okay, now I was talking about the association form of payment. That is a functionality that the 5 dash legacy is not available. So how can we associate a new form of payment? So remember we have, let me display the reservation, 2 passengers, Laura and me. So we're going to do this exercise with the association. So the command start with AS, rain cross, letter N, and the passenger number. In this case, let's associate to Alfredo, cross Lorraine, FOP, cross Lorraine, and let's say that is cash for this passenger. Enter. Display of FOP. And now we have the cash type associated to a passenger, in this case, Alfredo, the first passenger. Let's make another example. For example, we want to associate check as form of payment for Laura, the second passenger. Let's again have the entry. In this case, we are going just to change this for check and change the passenger number. Enter, display FOP, and then, as you can see, we have here cash type for the first passenger and for the second passenger, check type. How we can associate a credit card to a specific passenger? This is the command AS, Lorraine Cross, and the passenger number, Lorraine Cross, FOP, Lorraine Cross, display, credit card code, the number of the credit card, Lorraine Cross, date expiration, and enter. Display FOP, and then we have here the credit card for the first passenger, cash type for the first passenger, and the other information we entered before. Okay, so as you can see, we have 3 examples: the basic form of payment entries, the FOP association, and then I mentioned before that we can also set a command with use type and trip type hop. So let's see how to do this. The command is AS rain cross and the number of the passenger rain cross U for the use of the travel. In this case, we have we saw in the presentation the list of the codes. Okay, you can see what kind of code is the better for you or for you passenger. In this case, we're going to use AL, that stands for air. Okay, then we are going to set Lorraine Cross. T for the trip type. In this case, we are going to use the code Alpha Zulu for all. Then Lorraine Cross, form of payment, Lorraine Cross, and in this case, we're going to use cash. Okay, so this is the difference in the format when we are associating for a passenger. In this case, the number 1, the use, in this case for air, and the trip type for all. Remember, we have the codes listed before. Display FOP, and then we will see a different structure in here. We have cash type that is not associated, that is associated, sorry, for a passenger. In this case, we can see that is cash. This is the type used, Alpha Zulu, air, all, sorry. The use type, AL, that is for air. Okay, so something important here is once you have activated the new form of payment, you can validate with the following command: W/PNAPNR, Lorraine Cross, display, enter, and you will see that the passenger name association for PNR field is on. That's why I can do this command, and we can use the new features for the new form of payment of the wallet. Okay. We receive a question regarding to saver profiles, how the information is copied. Okay, so let me display a profile that has already migrated to the new form of payment. We have here the form of payment. Let me just show you how it's displayed in Saver Profiles. I have here the form of payment field, and I showed you before that we already have these fields available in Saver Profiles. For example, the payment usage that we saw in the commands, the trip types, we also here information, and then we have the information regarding to the card code, card number, expiration date, and name of the card, for example. So as we have all this information in Saver Profiles, once we, let me just go back here. Once we migrate to the new form of payment, we will see that the form of payment command is created automatically, okay? We see this example in the formats. AS, the use type, the trip type, the form of payment, in this case is a credit card, and I also have the cardholder name. If I copy to the PNR, let me just click here. Let me clear and ignore and see a new one. So this is the profile. Again, I'm going to show you the format, copy to PNR. And if we display the FOP, we will see the information regarding to the, in this case, the payment card type, the type, use type, sorry, and the trip type. And also we have the cardholder name here. So this is how you will see it now, once you migrate to the new form of payment, and once you migrate the Saver profiles, okay? Let me just stop sharing. And Jimmy, can you please go back to the presentation if you don't mind?
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay,
so
great.
This is not a technical session with all of you, but we just want to mention that it's important that you start this conversation with your back office team or your back office developers, because we have some changes in the IUR structure. The IUR is the file that is sent to the back office that Saber creates to process it and create the information regarding to the back office. Okay, so we're expecting that you start this conversation with your back office systems or with your back office developers and say, okay, back office, we are having these new features, the new form of payment. Are you ready to process these new fields? If they are not ready, they can reach us and we can send the IUR user guides. The IUR user guide will help to the back office team to understand what is the changes and what they need to do and adjust in their system. So again, this is not a technical webinar or a technical session, but it's important that you start this conversation with your back office providers, okay? We have here just an example that how the IUR file is sent once we activate the new form of payment. We have here in yellow some information that is sent. In this case is the credit card, and there is a new field. In this case is the MX, starting with the MX, that the back office system needs to catch and process correctly. So this is the idea. So you start this conversation with your back office system, and then we can help. If they don't know how to do these changes, we can send this EOR user guide, and they can make the proper adjustment. Okay. Okay, Jimmy. So we have here the resources. Okay, sorry, we have here the resources. You can access to Finder in Saber Central to display all the information regarding to the Saber Commons that we saw in this brief session. You will see the display name associated PNR fields, the how to add name associated form of payment, and also the form of payment wallet functionalities. There also we have a self-placed training that is available in Cyber Central that will help you to understand in deeper the passenger name association and also to understand and see this command that we saw in this brief demo. You can also remove the form of payment association. Okay, remove the form of payment association, also change it, and there are also more commands that you can use and you can learn in this self-paced training session that we have available in Saber Center.
Right.
Okay, this is another system change, important system change that we want to show you, that is referring to CSL, or the hotel content. Okay, this is just a quick overview. So behind scenes, this is something that you need to know, because sometimes we have a lot of information and maybe we can get lost. So behind scenes, as overview, and for your information, let's say, there are two kind of segments in when we are making bookings in the hotel, in making hotel bookings. Okay, so there are legacy CSL and true CSL segments. Okay, so this is behind scenes, but what happens with the SaberRed, sorry, 360 users will not be affected for this sunset. Okay, the only users that are affected for this change are that ones that use APIs, the Saber APIs, because they need to migrate to the new workflow, the new CSL workflow. Okay, so you will not see any changes in the hotel shopping workflow if you are Saber Red 360 users. Okay. Also, you will see this is regarding to the workflow, or the graphical view. You will see uh, an additional view rate details in graphical display of Saber Red 360 once the segment is created, along with other additional details. There are also sunset for some entries. For example, the display SD and the display ASD will no longer result in a host display, but will instead open in the graphical view. Also, no changes to cancellation workflows. You can continue canceling segments via the X, for example, letter X, and the segment number on the graphical PNR in SaberRed 360. Okay, let's go to the next slide, Jime. Maybe it's better to understand the difference. This is the command I mentioned before. Once we migrate, well, this is the legacy command. You can use the display SD command entry, and this is how you see the information regarding to the rate details. Once we migrate to the CSL segments, you will not able to see these segments when you execute the command display SD. You will see the details in the graphical view as we are showing in the graph. Also, for remarks, you will not able to see or to use the display P5H to see these the historical remarks. So what we need to do in the graphical view, you will see this information under itinerary, and then you will see this information. Also, we are going to see information regarding to the source, For example, if you have booking.com or any other aggregator like Expedia, Hotel Beds, you will see in here in the graphical mode the source content. And as you can see in the right side, we have here in the graphical, it's too little, but maybe you can see it, that we have the button view rate details. And also we have another option that is to modify the room type and the details. And the details. Sorry, can you please zoom in? Maybe we can see it. I don't know, Kime, too, because it's too little in here. Yes, perfect. This is what I'm talking about. Itinerary, the source that is Saber, or maybe another aggregator. This is the button to see the view, the rate details. And we have another options to modify, to change room type, and also to change dates. Okay, thank you, Jimmy. So as you can see, just a couple of saber formats are going to be sunset, but you can display this information in the graphical view mode. Let's go back. Let's go to the next slide, please. Okay, so again in here, let's start the conversation with our back office systems to see on to verify if they already have the ability to catch the new CSL information. This is again another technical session, but they need to know, or they have to the ability to process the HHL segments and the HHX segments. Okay, also we can provide this information, the user guide to the back office systems, but let's start this conversation with them to say, okay, back office, we have the CSL changes. Are you ready to process this information? Yes, no, no, okay. We can send the IUR guide and they will be prepared to process these segments, okay? As I mentioned before, for API consumers, they need to change their workflow for the new CSL APIs. There is a SAN, Saber notification with that information, but if you are Saber API consumers, we can send you this information as well, okay? So this is for CSL. As you can see, is something easily to understand. We are just going to refer to the new graphical view, and we can find the information. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Before to see this slide, let me just share my screen, and maybe we can start with the demo, with the
Yeah,
NDC demo, and
absolutely.
then we can go back to the slide. Sorry, I just want to mention here something that maybe is important, and we can send this information to you. There is an article in Finder that you can find information regarding to form of payment. We are going to send this information later, but also you can see here detailed information, the codes that we are using that we use in the demo, all the trip types codes, the trip type used. Uh, for example, we have also here some commands, how to delete, add, and also we have here information regarding to the IUR structure, the file that I was telling before. Uh, as I mentioned, there is a change in the structure. So this is just a summary, but as I mentioned before, this is not a technical session, but maybe it can help you to start this conversation with your back office systems, and also start to see if everything is okay from their end. Saber profiles, this is something that we saw in the presentation, but just to mention that we have this article in Central, and you can easily read it and see it, but we are going to share it if you can not find it in Central, okay? So just to mention it. So, okay, let's move to NDC. So this is a quick demo to see the workflow, the NDC workflow, and see how we can make these reservations. We're going to see the shopping, we're going to see the order creation and the fulfillment, and then when we're going to void the ticket. And maybe if we have some time, we can see the exchange shopping, okay? So let's start with the shopping. First of all the searches or the shopping in NDC needs to be done in the graphical mode, okay? There is no a command, there is no something like that to do the searches in NDC, so we have to activate the graphical workflow. So let's go to the air shopping, and this is how we are going to do the searches. So let's make this example, Mexico, New York City, for example. We're going to select an airport, and we are going to make a round trip, okay? Say that 20. This is a basic search, a basic shopping for an adult passenger, and we're not going to select any specific carrier. So it depends of the carrier you have activated in your PCC. You will see the availability. Okay. So if you want to make a specific search for the NDC content, you can use the advanced qualifiers. Okay. There is a specific qualifier that we can use to see the NDC content. The exclude fair source is the qualifier that can help us to go exactly to the NDC content. How we can do this? Well, once I select the exclude first source qualifier, you will see that we have these three options in here. Exclude saber fares. If I click on it, I will exclude the saber fares. If I click on exclude API fares, I will exclude it. And if I don't click in exclude NDC fares, I will see all the NDC fares. Okay. In this case, I need to see, or I just want to see the NDC fares. Okay. So Mexico, New York, Mexico for an adult passenger. Let's go to shop airfare. So behind scenes, we are calling a service called BFM, Bargain Finder Max. Then we will have here the results for the shopping we are searching. As you can see, I just have American Airlines because I have it already activated in NDC, American Airlines content with NDC. All the information, all the availability comes from NDC. What happened? Let me go back. If I don't click, don't select, sorry, the exclude first source and go to the shop airfare, we will see that we will have in the shopping response mixed content. Okay, I have content from Sabre. There are a lot of airlines. I have also information in American Airlines from Sabre. I have here the NDC content. Okay, so as you can see, we are living in a mixed world, on a hybrid world. If we don't select the exclude first source, and I have activated the NDC content in a specific airline, we will see this response just like this one. Okay, so we have here NDC. So let's go to the workflow when we want to make this reservation or this booking in NDC. So as you can see, we have here the airline logo, the airline number, the city pair. We have here the branded fares, the basic economy, main cabin flexible, and main plus. And we can see here the details for every branded fare. If I have selected the basic economy, I can see if they permit exchanges, refunds, for example, information regarding to the terminal, if the branded fare allow any kind of baggage or carry-on. In this case, all we have carry-on, 2 pieces. We also have the fare description, this widget. This is a widget. We call these buttons as widget in Sabre. The fare description, we can click in it and we'll see that if this fare allow changes, if we have any board in last group, for example, this is for every segment, okay? Carbon emissions, this is just a widget to inform the average emissions, okay? You can click it and see it, and the seat map, okay? As you can see, if I click in every branded fare, the information will change. For example, here the fare description, if it permit changes, or maybe we can choose any kind of seat, the main cabin flexible, okay? It depends on the fare that you are looking. Let's take the main cabin offer, okay? And let's go to the next step. So I select the main cabin. Let's go to select offer. This is the second step. So we're going to see that we have selected the fare, the city pairs, and also we'll see that we have an offer time limit. Every offer that we select in NDC will last 20 minutes, okay? We have these 20 minutes to complete the order or create the order and retain the first select, okay? Then we have here the ticketing time limit. It depends of the airline. It's not a standard. They are going to send this information. In this case, we have until tomorrow to ticket or to issue the ticket, okay? Then we will see here the passenger type. I select an adult. This fare does not contain any bags. There are no bags included. The fare base, taxes or fee or charges, and the total fare. Okay, that is the same here. Then we'll see same information that we saw previously. If the fare permit or have changes, cancellation, ticketing endorsements, the fare description again, baggage information. For example, in this case, we don't have any pieces included, but we just have carry-on baggage. Okay. We see here that we don't have data, but this is because we are in a testing environment, but in real, in production, you will see information in here. Okay. So it's closed. Tax fees, charges, and fare calculation. This is how the fare was calculated. The cabin type, brand name, the main cabin, base amount, and all the taxes, okay? For the segments, taxes, and fees. The seat map, I'm not going to show it, just to continue with the workflow. Okay, so we are on time. We are not in the limit. We can continue with the order creation. So let's go click to create order. And then we will see the create order screen to place all the information regarding to the traveler and the contact information. Something important here is you already attach a profile in Sabre. You will see this information pre-populated. Okay, so you can use Sabre profiles if you are making reservation in NDC, so there is no problem. In this case, I didn't attach any profile, so I'm going to fill this information manually. And also to mention that this is the mandatory information for NDC to create an order. So the name, the date of birth, gender, in contact information. Also, this is a mandatory phone number and the email address. Okay. So again, if you already attach a profile, you will see this information already populated. There is additional information that you can put in the order, like frequent flyer, passport, visa, secure flight information, or any reference number. In this case, I'm not going to set this information, just the name, the traveler name, and the contact information. So next step is click on create order. Oh, sorry, I didn't change them. Okay, so click create order, and we will receive a confirmation from the airline that is an ID. This is just for tracking purposes. So the order has been created successfully. We are not right now. We don't have the ticket issued, so we need to ticket the issue. So what's the next step? We have two options. In the trip summary, we can go and click in this button and retrieve, or we can go to the PNR field and click and retrieve. It depends on you. In this case, I'm going to click in the trip summary end and retrieve, and we will receive the PNR number. As you can see here, we have the PNR number, our passenger name, and the itinerary here. This is the summary. Okay, so for those commands users, how they can see that this PNR or reservation or order was created in NDC. If you display it, you will see that next to the airline code, you will see the letters ND. This is because we have created this reservation in NDC. Also, if you want to know if this reservation was created in NDC, you will see this Saver Order ID that is created only in the NDC reservations, okay? But if you want to use the graphical view or the graphical PNR in the, in the quotes section, you will see that is an NDC reservation. And you will see here that is ready to be ticketed, okay? So what is the next step? We need to display the PNR or the reservation. I have already displayed it. And then we need to issue the ticket. How we can do this? Using the workflows. Everything is for NDC. Every step in the reservation and when we issue the tickets, we need to follow the graphical workflows. In this case, I activate the workflows and we need to find the NDC fulfill order to issue the ticket. So let's click in here. You will see here that is already populated, the order item. And we can select here the form of payment, okay? Also, if you already attach a Saver profile, you will see here the information regarding the credit cards and the form of payment that they already have in the profile. Or if you want to add this information manually, you just go click in the credit card and fill the information depend of the needs. Okay, again, in this NDC fulfill order, in this case, I'm going to select cash as form of payment and then click an NDC fulfill order. Now the airline, the information is sent to the airline, then they're going to answer if the order was successful. In this case, we have here the fulfill order successful. We have an internal number for tracking purposes and the ticket number, the total, and the PNR number. Okay, we can display the tickets in here, or let me just close it and just to see how we can display this information. Let's go to the ticketing area. You will see here the NDC tickets, or if you have any MD, you will see here in this session, in this section, sorry. Let's click in the ticket. You will see here that the coupon status is open and the ticket received. With the reservation code, order ID, airline order ID, itinerary details, the payment and fare details. This is how you see the passenger receipt or the ticket receipt. If you want to display it in commands, you will see that the accounting data is created automatically. Display, display PAC, the same information that we already see here. So this is automatically generated, okay? What happens if we display the ticket? You will see that in NDC, we have this TO as a ticket. If we want to display it, what happens? we will receive this restricted. This is an NDC issue document. So that's why we display it in the ticketing section. As we saw before, this is the way to display the ticket, because in NDC we don't have this functionality to display the displayed Tango, for example. Okay. So this is how we issue a ticket. Let's see how to void a ticket. So again, we need to display the PNR. Then we need to go to the workflows, and there is an exclusive workflow to void this ticket. Okay, in this case, we're going to use the cancel ticket EMD. We click on it. We will see that we have the document number already displayed. We're just going to continue button, and we will see a warning screen that mentioned that the ancillaries, in case we have any ancillary, will not be included in the total amount. In this case, we don't have any ancillary, okay? The traveler, the ticket number, the action we're going to complete, in this case, the void, the fare base, and the total taxes. Let's go to cancel ticket. Let's wait the airline response. And we have here the ticket cancel, the traveler number, the traveler name, sorry, the ticket number, and the status as void. So we can display the tickets, and we will see that now the ticket has been voided. Coupon status, void. Also, if we displayed the PNR in the graphical view, on the graphical mode, we will not see itinerary because it has been already voided. Display alpha, no itinerary. And this is how we void the ticket. Something that I want to mention here is that also we have the ability to display the QB, the DQB, sorry. So the command for display the information regarding to NDC PNRs, we use DQB, display, Lorraine Cross, NDC, enter. And you will see here the sales audit report with the information regarding to NDC tickets, okay? Also, you can use, I don't have this functionality in my PCC because this is a cert environment, but you can use also this workflow, the extended sales report. There are some fields that are optional, as the date, for example, the carrier, PCC, and you can select in here in settlement type, the NDC tickets, and then search. I don't have this functionality activated right now, but you can use this also as a report. Again, extended sales report, and select here the NDC option, and then search, and you will see the information regarding to NDC tickets. This is a good option to extract this report because you can also export to a CSV file, and then you can manipulate it. So you have these two options, the extended sales report and the DQB, to see all the PNRs that were created in NDC. Okay, so can we please go back, Jime, to the presentation to talk more a little about the difference that we are going to see. So prepare for the change, okay? What is happening right now, or we see it in the shopping? There are two scenarios, or we are going to live in a hybrid world. The existing is the atypical information that you already know, that is based in cryptic commands. When we are talking NDC content, we are just referring to the graphical user interface. As you can see, there are different cryptic commands in existing channel versus NDC in a graphical user interface. So we are used to hear about scheduled lead workflow. We are now working in NDC to shopping lead workflow. Also, in the existing channel, we are used to talk about PNR and EMDs. In NDC, we will hear and we will consuming offers and orders, okay? And also in existing channel, we have published fare, and NDC, we will have dynamic offers. It depends of the airline. The airline will send the information. We are just going to go and consume it and publish in Sabre 360, but this is a dynamic content. Okay, so what you need to do from your side, provide to your team with training about the graphical shopping lead workflow, exactly what we saw in this webinar, how to make the reservation, how to do the void, how to do the shopping. You need to be prepared to understand the workflow. Second one, again, this is the compatibility with the back office. There are also changes in the IUR file. So you need to start this conversation with your back office systems to see if they are prepared or they are ready to reflect or consume the NDC content, okay? Again, we have the IUR manual to share with the back office providers in order to understand what kind of fields, what kind of labels they need to activate to process the NDC content properly. This is internal. You need to see what is the operational impact once you activate NDC. And then also you have any booking tools, APIs, for example, if they are interested in have this content in NDC, we need to start this conversation with them because the workflow and the APIs are so different that that they are using right now in the existing workflow. Okay. So, Jime, this is for the demo information. So, I don't know if we can pass to the NDC ordering. Yep.
Yes, thank you, Alfredo. So let's now review how to place an NDC order. So let's just go through a couple of slides here. So basically to activate or to place an NDC order, it's a very simple and easy process that is to be completed through your Sabre Central Marketplace. So if you haven't already placed an NDC order, just know that Sabre has placed the power of activating the NDC content directly in the hands of each agency. And all you need to do is go to Sabre Central Marketplace. Once you're here, basically the simplest way for you to find the content is to type in NDC in the search field, and you'll see that all the NDC carrier options will come up for you. Okay, so you need to simply choose the carrier that you want to order and just repeat that step as needed. And in this example, as you can see here, I've chosen American Airlines. You'll need to accept the terms and conditions. And once you've done so, you can then add to the cart. Then we proceed to the next step. So we'll just move on to the next slide. And once we've accepted the terms, we'll be able to go to the shopping cart. So here we'll need to complete a few steps. You'll have a list. You'll see that I haven't shown you the list of PCCs here, but where it says country to the left, in your case, each agency will have a list of all its PCCs basically show up. And you'll need to choose here which PCCs you wish to activate. So you may choose just one, you may select all, or you may only select a few. And then once you've done this, you'll need to select where you actually wish to have the NDC content activated. So as you can see here on this screen, you'll be able to choose whether you just want to have it under or the content showing through your Sabre Red 360. And this is for PCCs that obviously are using the PCC strictly for the Sabre Red desktop. You can also otherwise choose offer and order APIs. You would need to choose yes here, only for web services PCCs. Alternatively, you would mark no. And in some cases, you may be using the PCC for both. So you would be able to actually select yes under both. But in any case, there must be an answer under both of those fields to be able to proceed with your order. And then finally, we need to select the preferred shopping tie condition. So what we've noticed is that most agencies do prefer to see the Sabre ATP code content first, followed then by NDC. So that's one of the options. Another option is API only, obviously for PCCs that will be using web services only. And you may in fact also request for NDC only, or for that being the preferred tie condition. From here, we then need to just complete one more step, and that is click on checkout to submit the order. All fields need to be completed accurately. Alternatively, your order will be cancelled by the carrier. So there are a couple, or there may be some multiple reasons why an NDC order is cancelled. And two common reasons include an invalid IATA or TIDS number and inaccurate PCCs. So please ensure that all information for ordering is accurate before submitting the order. And then in regards to the turnaround response time, well, each carrier can vary in how they get and how they activate each agency, but customers will receive an email notification once the order has been placed. And then you can expect to receive another email once the order has been activated or if it was otherwise rejected. And in this case that we've chosen American Airlines for our example, agencies placing an order for less than or up to 50 PCCs, generally speaking, we have them activated within 2 hours. So it's a very quick turnaround. And that's basically your steps on how to completing an order. And then finally, just a few resources here for you. So do ensure to make the most of all the resources that are available to you and all of the agents. You can always refer to the NDC microsite to stay up to date on all your NDC news. For web services customers, you may visit the Sabre Dev Studio as well to get all the relevant API documentation. And then you have Sabre Central, where you can access free NDC training. We often have free webinars as well that are available, and you are able to also find all the content related to NDC enhancements and capabilities for each airline under Finder. And what we've just completed through Sabre Marketplace, you will be able to request your NDC activation orders.